Welcome back to Mass Part 2, which is curtain systems. As previously discussed, when applying a curtain system to a mass, or what you do with a curtain system, in the previous analogy I used paper mache. So the mass is like the balloon or the chicken wire that you sculpt and shape to make your paper mache model. If in that analogy the mass is the balloon, then the curtain system is the paper mache. It's the skin. So let's dig into that. So in the previous model, I made this simple geometry that we were manipulating. And if you remember, I made I will make a new simple geometry. Actually, let's make something interesting. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I guess that could be interesting. We're gonna keep that. So I'll make something like that. And so this is going to be my void form that I am going to extrude through this model to make this interesting shape, whatever that is. Okay, I'm going to finish the mass. Now, under the architecture tab again, you'll see something that under build, you'll see something called curtain system. Now, for the architects in the room, it is intended to be like a curtain wall system. But Revit's trying to use it as much more flexible of a thing and not just make it walls, right? It could be anything. So we're going to select curtain system, and it is probably one of the most flexible family types that Revit has. So this particular system is called curtain system 5x10. If we were to edit the type and try to understand that, the spacing for grid 1, which is 10 feet apart, the spacing for grid 2 is 5 feet apart. You can choose your curtain panel, meaning glazed. You can choose your joint condition. You can choose your layout, your mullions, all that good stuff. But we're going to keep it simple for now. And then don't worry about offsets just yet. Now, with curtain systems, you can select multiple surfaces at once. So I'm going to select all the vertical surfaces for now. And all I'm doing is when I hover over a surface that isn't selected, the little plus symbol shows up. I don't do anything. I just left click. And in order to rotate around it, press and hold the middle mouse button plus the shift key, and that rotates around. So that's my first curtain system. And then once I've selected the surfaces, I hit create system, and then there we go. Now in this system, notice that the 10 foot is actually the vertical separation, or from the distance between the verticals, and the 5 foot is the distance between the horizontals. And because the shape is really kind of weird, it's very faceted, it's not very smooth. So I'm going to change some of that. So I'm going to select that system again, and this time I'm going to choose a much smaller system, maybe something like, I don't know, something like 2 feet and 6 feet. Let's see if we get a smoother, yeah, see that already looks smoother, right? Because of the faceted quality of this shape and form. So I think that's going to work pretty nicely for us. Now this is just glass, right? So if we turn on shadows, there's no shadows to be projected because it's just glass, even though it looks like there's mullions there. So using the mullion tool immediately adjacent to the curtain system tool, we're just going to choose something simple, a 1-inch square mullion. And again, I'll get into mullions later, but we're just going to choose something simple. And notice immediately as I add the mullions to the system, the shadows appear in the ground plane, because now there's something physical to cast a shadow. Now, the other things you can do with mass, which I haven't really talked about just yet, is you can also add walls, roofs, ceilings, floors, all that by mass as well. So here's what I mean by that. So I'm going to choose floor, and actually that's not what I want. I'm going to go to massing and site, then I'm going to choose floor by face. So I can choose just like in a regular floor tool. I can choose what kind of floor. And then I'm going to choose the bottom face of this mass. It's not going to let me. That makes me a liar. All right, I'll have to investigate why that is. Similarly, I wanted to see if it'll let me do a roof by mass or by face. And it's also not letting me do that either. Oh, it did actually. I'm going to change that to wood rafter on asphalt shingle. Hit create roof, and then now we have a roof. So the floor should work similar. I'm not quite sure what's going on. I'll have to investigate that. But you see what the roof is doing there. Okay, and then I'm gonna try to add a wall. So I'm gonna do wall by face. I'm gonna select this face, and notice it already applied the wall. So far so good. The model's working the way we expected to, with the exception of the floor. The only thing left is this this piece here, the underside. So typically that would be a ceiling. So we're going to see if it will let me do a roof instead of a ceiling. And see, yep, there we go. Now, obviously, we don't want that hanging down the way it is. So we would probably manipulate that by the length, the thickness, to offset it by 8 inches. And that way it's tucked up in behind the curtain system. So as you can see, it's a pretty powerful tool. Now, let me offer one more thing. Oh, by the way, under the mask tool, this is the show mask toggle. So if I uncheck that, then the mass or the balloon part of this paper mache go away, and you're looking just at the architecture. But if I toggle it back and I try to manipulate it, here's what I mean. I'm going to tab through to select the mass. I'm going to edit the mass, and I'm simply going to pull this geometry down a little bit. Okay, I'm going to finish the mass. Now obviously the curtain system and curtain systems plural and all the mappings didn't work, or didn't follow the mass because the mass changed. But here's some of the magic. So select the curtain system that you chose and hit this update to face. What should happen is it should recalculate all those positions and reapply using the same parameters. I don't know about you, but that would have saved me a ton of time when I was doing architecture outside of REVIT. So that is an extremely powerful tool. Hopefully you agree. Thanks for watching. If you found this video valuable, please like and share it with others. If you're not already a subscriber, I invite you to subscribe to my channel by selecting the profile picture below. This will take you to my channel with videos like these and many others on topics such as REVIT, SketchUp, analog tools, and videos such as these in the playlist next to you that are specific to this topic. Have a great rest of your day.